And right now, I would like to also ask you about the lawsuit. What
Yes.
is it about exactly?
So, I was always worried that Wim would get sued or someone would die on an expedition. And I was sort of looking for that to actually occur because Wim does dangerous things. And it was funny. I was finished doing my video about the deaths that I'd found, that people who've drowned doing the Wim Hof method, and I'd found at that point 13 or 12 or 13, I think, when I started doing that. And at the end of almost getting ready to publish the video, I was like, I wonder if anyone sued Wim. And I Googled Wim Hof lawsuit, something very simple, just to be sure that I was right, that no one had sued him. And there was this case in California, in Long Beach, California, where a girl named Madeline Rose Metzger, who was 17 years old, hung out with her dad in the morning. And then 8 hours later, her dad finds her face down in a pool, drowned. And which was, apparently she didn't normally use the pool, but she was a very good swimmer. They make a lot of, cases that she was a Wim Hof method practitioner and had been hyperventilating in the water and drowned. And I think the case is medium. I don't think it's great because there's a lot of questions about what happened in that 8-hour period that caused her to drown. But the father thinks that she was doing the Wim Hof method in the water. And he has reason to believe that. And he's suing Wim Hof and Interfire for $67 million in this California court system, which is a lot of money, right? When I look at the case, I think it's not amazing. I don't think it's very well argued or articulated, but I do think that they are pointing at the right events, right? Because there's other people I've spoken to and other family members of people who've died who are like, a guy named Andrew Encinas, who was only about 10 miles away from where Madeline Rose Metzger died. He was like, hey guys, I'm going to go do Wim Hof method in the pool. And they were like, cool, see you later. And then 10 minutes later, he was dead. It's like a much clearer connection between someone doing the Wim Hof method in water and death. And I know of probably 8 cases that are sort of very similar to that. The case that's going through California, I do not know how it's going to shake out. It could go a lot. I mean, he's a personal injury lawyer, which is, in America, personal injury lawyers are a little bit made fun of in the United States. But I do think they're pointing at a real issue with the Wim Hof method. And I will say that Wim Hof has responded in court. So the first thing you try to do in a lawsuit is you try to get out of the lawsuit before anything arguing happens, right? Because they're very expensive and you don't want to be involved. So Wim Hof submitted a response to the California court, which said, I have no relationship to anyone in California. Anyone called a Wim Hof method instructor, I do not know them. I have no relationship with them. I've never sold a product in California. All of those are lies. They're just straight up lies. So what we have actually is a poorly argued legal case on the complaint, and we have a really bad defense from Wim Hof. So it's like a bad lawyer versus a bad lawyer, and I do not know how it's going to shake out.
Yes, but how many deaths are so far because of this problem of breathing in the swimming pool?
So according to I'm going to actually check my list because I keep on updating it. Right now we have 17 deaths that I have associated directly with the Wim Hof method. And the way I've collected this is very important to understand. It's from press reports that say Wim Hof method and drowning, like some reporter has gone in and checked this and said, okay, this is Wim Hof method and drowning. Or it's like a family member has contacted me and they've said, okay, this is exactly what's happening. So those are the 2 ways that you get your name on my list. And I will note that of these cases, of the 17 cases, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them are in the United States. This is what I can tell you by looking at my list of 17 dead people is that my sample is horribly skewed. There's no doubt in my mind that this is only a fraction of the actual number of deaths that are out there. Because what are the chances that Americans are uniquely misunderstanding Wim Hof, right? What are the Wim Hof is popular everywhere. I mean, maybe Americans are particularly dumb. I don't think so. I think that what I'm actually looking at is just a very skewed sample of the total number of deaths, because it's very hard to end up on my list. In addition, I have another 11 incidents of people who are likely deaths with the Wim Hof method, or almost died and were rescued. And those people all have the same statement. Hey, I was doing the Wim Hof method in water and I almost died. So we actually have them saying what they were doing.
From my perspective, 17 seems very little when you compare it to the scale that Wim Hof operates on, because people die even running. So it's normal that people will die with such a big audience, I guess.
Right, but that's sort of the crux here, isn't it? Is that if Wim Hof, none of these people had to die, right? It was a thing that they got their idea from watching Wim Hof to go do this, and it wasn't like a drug where a drug and honestly, if a drug goes out to 1 million people and 17 die, that's higher than the murder rate in America. So, and murder is bad. So the rates are how many people need to die before we think it's concerning? I would say 1 death is concerning. 2 deaths is concerning. At what point do we ring the alarm bells that this is out there? And also realize that there could be 100 people dead, could be 200 people dead. I don't know what the actual number is, and that's sort of it's clearly something that Wim Hof needs to tamp down on. The second part of the response to that is, Wim Hof has like 6 million followers roughly in all social media, something about 6 million followers. And people say, look, but he's helped so many people. Well, I would love to know how many people he's helped. Like we assume it's millions, but is there any data? What is the denominator of this fraction? Actually, we don't know, because no one has quantified that. So you're basically making up a number, you're making up your denominator, but we know what the numerator is.
Jeżeli dotarłeś do końca, to zostaw w komentarzu taką oto emotkę serca, a na pewno przypnę ci serduszko. Cieszę się, że rozmowa okazała się dla Ciebie wartościowa. Nie zapomnij jeszcze o łapce w górę oraz o subskrypcji, ponieważ rozmów takich jak ta będzie więcej. A teraz czas na autopromocję. Część z Was może nie wiedzieć, ale napisałem własną książkę. Jeżeli interesujesz się rozwojem osobistym lub jesteś na początku swojej drogi w tym temacie, to ta pozycja jest dla Ciebie. Z pomocą Progressus Dux skrócisz sobie drogę o 100-kroć. Streściłem w niej kilka lat swojego rozwoju w 85 praktycznych rozdziałów wypełnionych konkretami. Darmowe fragmenty już dostępne na stronie internetowej przemekwojcicki.pl lub w linku w opisie. I nie jest to żadne zbieranie danych do newslettera, po prostu wchodzisz w linka i od razu masz całą treść. Nie zbieram żadnych maili, nic z tych rzeczy. Książka została wydana w edycji limitowanej do 100 egzemplarzy. Tak się składa, że robiąc ostatnio porządki, natknąłem się jeszcze na kilka z nich. Także na stronie przemekwojcicki.pl znajdziesz darmowe fragmenty, darmowe rozdziały. Znajdziesz również możliwość zakupienia tej książki właśnie w edycji limitowanej, zostało kilka egzemplarzy, oraz w e-booku. Na tejże stronie znajdziesz również transkrypcję podcastów. Więc jeżeli myślisz o zakupie tej książki, to lepiej się śpiesz, ponieważ ilość egzemplarzy jest mocno ograniczona. Miłej lektury i do następnego. Hej!